Do you guys think America is racist?
It was built off racism. I feel like every month should be Black History Month.
I think you should come here legally. I don't think taxpayer money should be going to illegal immigrants. Deontay Wilder.
You know that sometimes the color of our skin can be a barrier, right? But for me, being in the skin that I am, I feel where he's coming from. I'm not on the side of, you know what I'm saying, yet again, ICE at all.
I'd be a bounty hunter and hawk people down and put them in a chokehold and put them in a cage.
Shavkat Rakhmonov has been pulled from the rankings.
I'm gonna make this prediction right now. We never see Shavkat again, bro. I would have knocked Ian Garry out though.
Ian Garry, we got to get you on the show to talk face to face with Buck.
No, Buck versus Cup. You know what I'm saying?
Kind of tailing onto that, let's talk about the Epstein files.
What's up, baby? Overdogs Podcast is back after a awesome weekend in Houston for Dirty Boxing Championships 5. That was a great time, great show. Some really good fights, some great fights. And, you know, I didn't get to fight Buckley or Berto yet. So, what's up, boys? How y'all doing?
Shoot, man, I'm living good, bro. Since that Houston trip, bro, I appreciate y'all for taking me out there. Down there, that was actually my first time in Houston. I've been to Texas before, but I ain't never touched down in Houston before. And bro, when I'm talking about, I mean, the first time I stepped down there, you know, and coming down to Houston, bro, nothing but like big names, right? Between yourself, you know, John Jones, Gable Stevenson, you know what I'm saying? Andre Berto, like you were saying, boy. I was like, shit, I'm starting to get starstruck out in this motherfucker, you hear me? And just being around, you know, surrounded by other stars, bro, you know, I'm just realizing, bro, like the impact that I have outside the UFC. So I appreciate you for bringing me out. That's 100.
Hey, man. No doubt, you know, you put yourself out there. Mac, we missed you at DBX, man.
I know. I got to make it.
Yeah, where was you at, bro?
I was working it from home here. I did like a fight companion for DBX.
This is true. Mac's part is important on his Twitter space and all that stuff. You know, it's like media coverage. And so that's a very important part of the system that, you know, is being built with Dirty Boxing. It's become a well-oiled machine. I think in the next show back in Nashville, March 20th, gonna be big. And then, you know, they always push us a little harder each time too. It's like the talent that's there, maybe in the crowd or throughout media in the week. You know, like we were gonna try to spar and it didn't work out. And then I thought after of us being in the ring, I thought the next day, even though we was ready to have fun, I was like, damn, he said get the gloves. Like, we should have had a low-key main event.
I don't know how Hunter would have thought about that.
Right.
I don't know how Hunter would have thought
but it's
about
free.
that. You know
It was a free training session.
I would have asked for, you know what I'm saying, I would have apologized later for it on me. You know
it would have been a free training session. No one got paid. Well.
Right.
So, but yeah, you know, we did our jobs as coverage, and hopefully more and more people see DBX. I think it's growing its fan base, and a lot of people are liking the style of fights. We also got some watch and react, and I have a surprise watch and react that may or may not make the cut. We got some other watch and react. We got Alex Pereira moving on.
Oh, yeah.
His videos have been funny about this.
That's all he did, boy. Shum. That boy taking over the world. With one word, Shum.
That girl's been
that
all
boy
over.
Is different type of mom.
She's with Jorge Masvidal today. She was with Rampage Jackson doing content. Alex Pereira. She's all over the place. She's like a Swedish,
I don't know,
model or something.
She was at DBX for real? I ain't see it. All that cake, how I miss?
Yeah.
I miss all that cake. What you talking about? I ain't see it. Hey, Shum, I mean, I'm talking about for real. Like, he got to be goated just alone. Like, you know, I know he got a lot of world champions underneath this belt, but he got a lot of, you know what I'm saying? He got a lot of good on his rosters. Like, he got some good bodies. I ain't gonna lie to you, he got some good bodies on him. You heard? Like, golly.
Oh, here's the fight at DBX. I want to hear about this.
Man.
What happened here, bro?
It's crazy because you're not supposed to be allowed to, like, I mean, we didn't ask for this. It just happens at our event because fans, we don't want you to do this, but it's also hilarious.
Yeah.
Luckily, no one fell off the damn top.
No, not at all. You know what I'm saying? Them high tickets right there, boy. You know what I mean? Them last minute tickets right there.
Yeah, it takes security a minute to get up there and stop anything.
Is that security right there? Just a random dude that's trying to break it up. Anybody get knocked out? That's what I missed. I ain't see if anybody got knocked out though.
Bro's like, what?
But everybody was tuned in.
Let them figure it out.
It was like one person.
Yeah, no, everybody was tuned in on that little brawl. Everybody was tuned in on that little brawl. I ain't gonna lie. We had two fights.
Between fights.
You know what I'm saying?
It was in between. What was your favorite fight Friday night?
Me personally or Matt? My favorite fight. I ain't gonna lie. I got to give it to Rain and Desiree. Man, they showed out to me. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. They had fun out there. They really try to put the paws on each other. You know, they wasn't joking around. They say, hey, we besties, but we gonna try to make it a dog fight. You hear me? So I definitely got to give it to them. And I ain't gonna lie, homegirl, what's her name? Naomi?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Who fought Killer B?
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh yeah, she put them paws on her too, man. Good upset. Good upset right there. You know what I'm saying? Put Killer B back in what she say she from the slums? Yeah, she took her back to the slums. Oh, yeah. She did it dirty. I ain't gonna lie. She put a dog house. She put a leash on that dog. Wow. She put a leash on that dog, man.
It reminded me of like Joanna versus Carla Esparza or something. Like the way she was using range and just like popping off those shots. That was a pretty good one. But for me, it was Travis St. John. It wasn't a long fight, but Travis St. John hitting that fucking Superman, was it elbow or punch again? And knocking out Maurice. I mean, we had him on the show. They were talking about Maurice said how he got no knockout power. And, you know, they're super respectful to each other. But, dude, I didn't expect Travis St. John to take him out that fast, that easy. That one was crazy to me.
Maurice, I thought in person, I don't know, he looked different on the show. I thought he was buff as hell. And in person, Travis was way bigger than him.
Really?
Like,
he did look
taller. And Travis been working hard, so that was a good one. I was happy for Travis to get that win. I mean, you know, the trash talk wasn't crazy. They weren't like hating on each other, so it was a respectful fight. And then they just went for blood.
Did somebody miss weight in that fight? I can't remember.
Yeah. I think Maurice did miss weight. 9 pounds. He was 209 and a half, and Travis was
9 pounds.
Travis was 206.
That's crazy.
No, 3 pounds.
Hey, and shout out to the, you know what I'm saying, the ending of the fight, and he shouting out his brother. You know what I'm saying? Talking about the goal, like that was real deep, bro. You know, hitting that on that GoFundMe page, and didn't he win extra 5 on that?
Who, Travis?
I don't know what the bonus is.
Yeah,
man. I don't know.
Yeah, he got knocked out of the night. I don't know how much it was, but yeah, he got.
Yeah, that's what I thought.
Performance of the night bonus, that's great, man. Well deserved.
Yeah, no, that was lit. That was
fine.
fine.
Off with picking the girl fights, but you know Naomi's was cool.
Why throw you off with picking the girl fights? The girls be throwing.
They were doing like the Takayama Don Fry thing there for a little bit, just holding each other.
I don't know. I feel like the friends could have been meaner. They could have threw harder at each other. I'm just saying.
You think so? I mean, I was entertained. But I ain't the boss. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They ain't gotta impress me to get back on the show.
I want to see them KO blows, and you know who? Travis had a good one, but then there was, I like the boxer Zuniga.
Yeah,
he put good hand. He started double punching.
Yeah, I know. Is that how you pronounce it? They were trying to get me to say that shit on the Twitter space.
I needed this fighter a long time ago, bro. His name.
What's his name again, bro?
I don't know his first name, but his last name is Zuniga. He was doing good, man. He had good boxing. He had a sharp jab. He got me and Berto talking about the boxing speed and when a real boxer faces one of these MMA guys that you see. And I was trying to tell Berto that he's like, you gonna come at me like with your face out. And I'm like, but I'm not like these other MMA guys. I'm one of the MMA guys that punch. And I used to hit these, I still do hit these MMA guys like they never seen a real jab. Bah! Bah! Quick. No telegraph. Just pop, real short. Pop, pop. And, Berto was trying to say, but he too small, man. He can't even make my weight class. I'm talking shit now. I like Berto. Berto's a legend. And it was an honor to commentate with him and stuff. But, dirty boxing, I'm waiting for the right fight for me to get in there.
I got a question for you guys. What do you guys think about the main event? How surprised were you Bittencourt winning? And, what's next for both fighters? And then also Mike, this goes kind of more for you while Buckley gets more used to DBX and everything, but you have a better idea of the roster. I mean, what belt might come next? So you got heavyweight and you got women's bantamweight now. What belt comes next, and what do you guys think of the fight?
I don't know if I can even begin to guess, but my pick for a belt would probably be the next shot would either be 170 or 185 or what, we have. Do we have 175? Is that one of our weight classes, or is it 170? I think we got really all classes across the board in the sport because boxing is so, there's a weight class every 3 pounds. And so I think we can make fights happen at any weight we need. I would say between 175 and 185. And, that's if I can fight someone too. I want to fight for
yeah.
What you gonna tell? I don't gotta earn the shot. I'm gonna make the belt in my company at Dirty Boxing, and I'm gonna fight for that motherfucker. So let's go.
Who's gonna tell him no?
Yeah, not a damn soul. I think it was a good fight though. Good main event, man. It was a good main event to me. I see a lot of people thought that Clark won though. Jesse Clark won. I like the pressure that Paula put on Clark. Nonstop. A lot of good overhands was touching Jesse. I'm not gonna lie. I felt like Jesse could have added a little bit more, jabs or a little more work to the body to really kind of set things apart. I was really hoping those elbows was really gonna play a factor with Jesse, but yet again, them overhands that Bittencourt was throwing, you know what I'm saying? They was biting. You heard me? Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And one bad move from Jesse Clark could have ended the night easily, right? So she had to be very cautious, you know what I'm saying? But, it was a close fight, but I would have gave it to Paul. I would have. 100%.
I forgot about the second half of that question. That is a good question. That was a good response, Buck. So the way I saw that fight was Paula Bittencourt was doing a good job at distance and boxing, and she was controlling her pace more while Jessie was bouncing up and down and kind of keeping her feet closer together. And then at one point in the 4th round, Jessie changed her stance. I would say Jessie won that 4th round for sure. Jessie started boxing in the 4th, and she hit her with some good shit in the 4th. And then 5th round, Paula and Jessie were both too careful, in my opinion. And that's what really gave Paula the fight, because Jessie had a good 4th round, but she didn't follow it up and really try to take that 5th round. And Paula had kind of won the first 3 rounds at range. So, congrats to the new champion, Paula Bittencourt. She did a great job. She came in. She fought hard. Jessie did a great 4th round, but, we didn't. I guess the judges needed to see more out of her. If she would have done more in the 5th, maybe things would have moved a little. I don't know. But, anybody saying anything was taken from anybody, them ladies had their chance. They fought, and Paula became the first ever DBX bantamweight women's champion.
Yep, I agree.
Congrats.
And then there was, if no one bring up the word robbery. That word's used way too much in combat sports. But there was one this weekend at UFC that was a clear robbery. But let me pivot to this real quick. Did you guys see?
The big game is almost here, and I've been on Prize Picks all week. It's daily fantasy, it's skill-based, and it's super simple to use. You're just picking more or less on the player's projections. No drafts, no waiting around. What I like about Prize Picks is how easy it is to get started. I opened the app, I made my entries, and I was locked in right away. It honestly makes watching the game way more engaging because you're following every drive and every play. And this week, they got a big game max discount live in the app. Drake May, he just need one passing yard for that discount to hit. So I added another player to my lineup. Stuff like this is why I keep going back to Prize Picks. It just adds another layer to my game.
Yeah, I'm on Prize Picks too. I've been making entries all season, and I like how easy and straightforward it is. You are picking projections, tracking your players, and staying locked in the whole time. For the big game, I'm taking more on Seahawks QB Sam Darnold's passing yards and more on Patriots wide receiver Stephon Diggs receiving yards. Those are two easy entries that keep things simple and make the game way more fun to watch. Download the Prize Picks app today and use code OVERDOGS. That's code OVERDOGS to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. Prize Picks. It's good to be right.
There was a lot of combat sports this weekend. Jarrell Miller, his boxing match this weekend. Because you guys were partying and doing the fight, so I don't know how much of this stuff you saw. Okay, so Jarrell Miller pulled this clip off. His toupee got punched off. Yeah, and he tore it off. So when he was sitting, he was talking about this. Pull this clip up. He was talking about it on a podcast. Here you go.
He won.
Look at this shit.
Is going to make the rounds on social media.
$700. It cost $700. Look at his toupee.
His opponents are laughing.
He just took it up and threw it into the crowd. Look at this.
Yo, he had a hell of a good attitude about it too.
My man Lily got his wig pushed back. You hear me?
He won.
Muffin cap back blue is crazy.
He won the fight.
And he won.
He was talking about it on I don't forget which podcast, but he said that
he's been everywhere, dog.
He didn't know. He said it felt weird until he sat down and his trainer was talking to him in between rounds, and he kept kind of like looking at his head. He was all, "What the fuck?" And he could feel like the breeze, and that's when he knew it. So he took it off and threw it out there. That shit's fucking goated. That's good.
We have another watch and react, or was that it? That was it.
I got more. Garrett, pull up that first one. You guys like fights, right? I got one.
The Pereira, the ass, the cheek one, the booty one.
Look at that. The way she swayed that, he said, "Nah, maybe I don't want none of this."
Oh, she was ready.
Yeah. He said, "Fuck this."
She no. She pulled Neo on the Mace. You hear me?
Some Neo shit.
Definitely took the red pill, dog. Yeah. Ultra instinct. Now she should have came back. With the 1-2 though. You gotta follow up. You can't make somebody miss that big and not follow up with something. You know?
Well, but she made him.
He wasn't there though.
He's been fighting her.
He wasn't there for it. He wasn't there.
He was there for it. Trust me.
Counter.
Look at that. Look how you dropped the defense right there. Boom. She all the way back. Yeah, that's great.
Okay, I got another one.
I gotta see the ending.
That was it.
He didn't want to fight. He whiffed and he said, "Fuck that." Yeah. Pull up the Muay Thai one, the one that says Thai. Like, you don't go to Thailand. So this foreigner is vacationing in Thailand and decided to start a fight with the police. And pretty much what you think would happen happens.
Do you guys think America is racist?
Inherent?
It was built off racism.
Black people against white people or vice versa? Like,
I mean, right now it's different. Now it's systemic with poor and rich. You know what I mean? So that's the new, you know what I'm saying, division right there.
But talking about the
America always been racist, man. You know, it's Black History Month right now. But I feel like every month should be Black History Month.
Oh yeah, it is.
people are saying about the Grammys, the famous people shouldn't be talking about ICE because they live in mansions that are gated, and if immigrants were on their property, they would what? Call the police?
Well, the one that's going viral right now is Billie Eilish said that nothing is what you say, like no one's illegal on stolen land. And so now what people are now doing, she apparently lives on like a place where a certain tribe, Tonga, I think tribe lived, and they're saying, well, then we'll be right there. We're gonna come take your land. What do you guys think about all that? That's where it's like spiraling out of control.
Who gonna take her land? What are you talking about?
The Native Americans that ancestors lived on the property. She now lives in a multi-million-dollar mansion. So they're essentially saying it's so hypocritical of her to stand up there and say, when, if it's not stolen, then give up your mansion. Then that's going all over the place right now.
I mean, whatever. You still got to be in a world of reality. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, right? At the end of the day, what's all going on is kind of crazy because, like, you literally got people that's a part of this nation being, pretty much terrorized and, brutalized and, like, just harassed, right? For, yet again, whatever the color they skin might be. And right now, I feel like white folks got a target. Nigga, I ain't got to worry about
White folks got a target? What?
Hey, we been getting killed for years, boy. You know what I'm saying? And obviously, we have our protests as well. But, two white folks get murdered, you know what I mean? And now you got to, I'm talking about, bro, they trying to part the sea, you heard me? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like Moses that came in and trying to save everybody. I never seen it like this ever in my life, right? But it's just showing, right, you know what I mean, the power that the government does have, you know what I mean, and the control that, and that people ain't really comfortable with, I'm not on the side of, yet again, ICE at all, because yet again, they not even doing their job correctly. I understand, like, getting people that come here illegally, right, and that haven't made their way into this country, right, the correct way, but at the same time, the way they going about it, they just picking anybody up off the street. So they can pick me up just because of who I am and say that, I'm from Nigeria, I'm from Haitian, whatever, but I'm not, and that's the problem that I have with ICE right now, you know what I'm saying? Which is great.
You can easily prove, yes, to be on the side of the road and someone says, give me your ID, prove you're American. It's like, the whole point of being American is that I don't have to prove it to you. It's
right.
That's how our streets roll. But then we see these videos,
But then they gonna throw your ass in the back of that van.
ICE is taking children, from families and trying to send them back home. Like, that sounds terrible. What did the child do?
Yeah, it's wicked. No, it's wicked out here in these streets right now.
I think
hide your mama, hide your kid, hide your wives.
Is ICE in Florida?
Yeah.
They a couple places right now.
But you guys are Republicans.
They just touched down in Chicago. They just touched down in Chicago, and now they trying to come down here to St. Louis. Yeah. So,
well,
it's become such a fucking, like, here's my biggest problem. Everything's become, and I've gotten in trouble for saying this, it's just everything's become so tribal, right? Like, it is a two-team sport. There is no middle ground. It's like people want it either to be, you're either right or you're left, and you're labeled as such. And so there's really no honest discourse anymore. It's very hard to be actually intellectually honest about this conversation with a lot of people. And then people in the middle don't want to talk about it at all because they see the merits of both sides.
Right.
And like that's now been cast. You are now a pussy for not standing up for yourself, where it's like, no, because you're not telling me to label my point. You're going to tell me I'm either wrong or I'm a pussy for not saying my point. So if you don't agree with me, it's just flat out kaput. So that's the problem I think is going on in the country. There is no honest intellectual discussion between both parties, and we are a two-party country. That's the biggest problem. So
I think, and I'm gonna keep it real. Even I'm not big on the politics, but now I'm already saying I got to pick a side. There ain't no middle ground. You literally got to pick a side right now. What side?
I think that's the problem. You shouldn't, because both sides are like implicated in all this shit. Everyone's doing something fucked up. It's just like. It bothers me there is literally no intellectual discourse about this, or honest intellectual discourse. And people will clearly look over the facts on one side just to make their own ideas seem completely moral and just. And so there's no honest conversation. And that's why I tend to kind of back away from even mentioning my things. I think you should come here legally. I don't think taxpayer money should be going to illegal immigrants that, American citizens do not get. There are disenfranchised communities that don't get this type of help that they've been promised forever, but then we're giving it to illegal immigrants. I think at its fundamental basis, that's wrong. That's it. Doesn't mean I'm racist, doesn't mean anything like that. How you fix that, I don't think you go shooting people, but I also don't think ICE, should be impeded from doing their job because you have a moral stance against what they're doing. I just think it's a complete fucking mess, and I don't know how we get out of it, boys, to be honest. I love everybody, and I'm happy I'm from New Mexico because we have a ton of the illegal immigration and stuff. Half my friends growing up were illegals. But I'm blessed to live in a state that this type of racism and this type of attacks, it just doesn't really happen here as much. And I don't know. I'm really glad I'm from New Mexico.
Like I said, it's unfortunate because it's affecting the whole America right now, But my thing is, if ICE was doing something correct, bro, why are we covering up our face? That's the only thing I can't, you know what I'm saying? What's the hide if you're doing your job?
Do you want me to give you the
that's one thing
argument people would say? They'd say it's because they're being doxxed. They're going to be attacked now.
You do that? But to me, it don't make sense to me. If you're doing your job, you ain't got to hide your face.
Yeah.
What's you to hide from?
It's crazy. Shit's a mess.
I thought about, because look, I play Arc Raiders and shit, right? So I'm like, I saw some shit on Instagram, sign up for ICE. You could make between $50,000 and $250,000. And I'm like, damn, could I be a bounty hunter and hawk people down and put them in a chokehold and put them in a cage, and then they're in trouble. The way I see it, they gonna send me after people that's in trouble. And
you ain't even gonna check their papers, Mike. That's crazy. You ain't even gonna check their papers. It's crazy. You said everything but doing.
No, if they show me the documents. Oh, look, this person is. What, they've been living here 10 years and they got a job at Home Depot and their family they take care of the family at the house and they're chilling and they have quinceañeras and shit. So, I don't know if that's all the people they attacking. Obviously, I was kind of joking.
Hold on. What's your girl nationality?
I was thinking about it being like a type of game, but it's not a game. It's people's lives. And luckily, I was born here, and I don't have to fucking technically worry about this shit until what? Someone comes. Who's gonna come to my house first? An immigrant or the government?
I ain't gonna lie to you. I ain't gonna lie. I said they rolling in people's cribs though. They kicking down doors.
That's where there's something fucked up. Without a warrant, I don't care what side you're on. That's wrong. No one wants to go down that path.
Who are they? Just a bunch of mercenaries. Just a bunch of people who probably had this fetish to be a cop. And then they're felons or something. They couldn't be a cop, and now they can be fucking ICE and go attack people. They're a bunch of fucking senile people that want to attack people. School shooters,
some cowboys.
School shooters that grew up.
Good old boys,
that grew up.
I don't think any of this would be as crazy and out of control as it is right now if Americans as a whole didn't feel so disenfranchised. Everyone's struggling right now. I mean, the economy is terrible. The dollar's not worth shit. And then you see all this stuff. So, the fraud thing that came up with the Somali immigrants, that's real. And it's well, okay, I'm drying myself of my taxes. I mean, Mike, we've talked about taxes. Taxes are killing us. And it's all this money. Oh, yeah, they're going to hit everywhere. And so I think, was that good to show? You definitely want to expose fraud. We don't want our tax dollars going to anything like that. But I think that's a big catalyst that caused this just rampant. You might call it racism, you might call it, illegal targeting, whatever you call it. It's just everyone's over because no one can afford the things they want to afford anymore.
Or and then you see people who found the loopholes first, like the pharmaceutical industry that controls the medical industry and vice versa. They both control each other and they're run by the same people who are like, oh, you need to see a doctor? Well, we'll have the doctor show you what medication you need. And then they are inclined as CEOs and owners of these companies and performers to get that company the most revenue possible. That's their jobs.
Ain't no money in the cure, dog. No money in no cure.
We all got to find a loophole first. And it seems like the world has been alive so long. It's like, oh, but there's no loopholes left. And then someone finds one. You hear about another one, another video pop up, a loophole. Invest in AI today. Gold apparently skyrocketed down or something.
It dropped over the weekend. Silver and gold hit all-time highs.
I bet it's worth a lot, and you just hold on to it. Or a house or real estate. Those things always, what do? Go full circle?
Yeah. Well, so think about how disenfranchised kids these days are feeling. I think about that. These kids coming up, they have why would you want to try in a system that's clearly failing? Like, I really wonder what comes next. And like,
and what I don't blame kids
nowadays for feeling they're never going to succeed.
What are our fans going to say about this conversation? We're just three silly dudes
on if they take sides
on
or
a
not.
fucking podcast about some shit we don't understand. Yeah, motherfucker.
I mean, everybody got an opinion. Hey, just like everybody got assholes, everybody got an opinion. You know what I'm saying? So, but you gotta be brave enough to even give your opinion, because that's how you learn, right? A lot of people that keep themselves distant or don't want to speak are not willing to be educated in a different fashion. I'm willing to hear all different perspectives, right? In different point of view.
Yo, Hoodie should say
and that's where I feel like, what even Mac was just saying, like we so divided where we're not even able to have an intelligent conversation about the matter, But even with myself, right, I want to be able to learn more about the whole thing, because yet again, I am a fighter, I ain't really into politics, but I feel like now it's just such a desperate time. To me, in my personal opinion, you're going to have to pick a side if you want to stop seeing what you're seeing. And I don't like what I see that's going on in America right now.
Let's, kind of tailing onto that, let's talk about the Epstein files. Like, it goes into that. There's two sides picking and choosing which emails to condemn the other side. Like, overall, what do you guys think about these whole Epstein? I mean, dude, it completely took over social media this weekend. It's still pretty much all anyone
I know I ain't in the files. I know my name ain't getting dropped. That's all.
Write it down.
I know my name ain't getting dropped. That's all that matters.
Make sure to not cut this from the recording. Yeah.
I saw something that said the mayor of New York is Epstein's son.
No, see, and this is what I mean, dude. This is like, we're fucked. How are we ever going to get control of this? His mom was mentioned in the files. What does that mean? I don't know. But she was mentioned.
Showed pictures.
It was I think that was an AI picture. See, like, this is also why I feel like it should be completely okay to sit there and say, I don't have a fucking side, because I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck, who's lying or not.
No,
I don't know. I don't jump to conclusions.
AI pictures and videos have this thing about them that you like, I can tell. It's
not for everybody, apparently.
Real. Common sense. I don't know, but that shit looked real. It's like him as a baby. The woman was a certain age, and now a picture of him and the woman is much older and he's grown up. It's like, that was, I don't know, makes sense. Somebody, it's all a controversy or conspiracy, excuse me.
I mean, you can't control who your daddy is. Yeah. You can't control who your daddy is.
True that.
And that really isn't that.
I won't lie. The Epstein thing.
I don't know, man. The Epstein file. I mean, right now, I think is to me, right. Not entertainment necessarily, but everybody on it, right? Everybody feel like they know what they talking about. Everybody got public records, you know what I mean? So anybody, myself, you know what I'm saying? My grandmama, my cousins, everybody can go look this up. You know what I mean? Shoot, as long as you 18, you can get, you know what I'm saying, to look at those files and those documents, right? And I can't remember. Is it like 30,000, some crazy pages? I can't remember.
3 million.
But they said it's like a million. 3 million that's out there, but we can only access 3 million. 3 million is crazy.
They dropped 3 million.
3 million is crazy, right?
It's crazy.
Oh, they dropped 3 million.
They just dropped 3 million.
That's wild.
I didn't even know that they released.
Who going through 3 million? Who going through 3 million pages?
Was on there.
Well, see, that's my point. Like, these people that act like they can come to conclusions based off the ones they've gotten through so far, there's no way. There's no fucking way, even if you have AI go through it. How that's going to take.
So
I don't know. This is going to take forever.
It reminds me of the question where someone says, what type of Christian are you? And then this guy responds with, I'm the type of Christian that fucking killed people who killed Jesus and fucking took the land and did this and that to make things better. I don't know. The way the kid responded in the video, what type of Christian he was.
Oh, yeah.
Some people would know what I'm talking about.
Yeah, that's a wild Christian right there. That's that Old Testament Christian.
Like, well, I don't know what Christianity has to do with left and right, but I see when it's left and it's blue, it looks like they just letting people ruin what I've seen better. And then conservative is like that Christian I'm talking about. Like, we were born, we got to be born in America, and that's good for us. And just because we got lucky doesn't mean that we're going to let you just walk in our house with dirty shoes on. And we're going to hold strong as conservative, as Americans together, black or white. It's black and white people together against the rest, the rest of the world, the countries, and some of those countries hold strong. Like, another strong one is U.S. and Russia and China, obviously. But we all like to stay in our areas. Americans like to be American. Chinese like to be Chinese, unless they don't. I don't know. I think they do. And then Russians like to be Russian. And then just enjoy your life. I think that's conservative.
Well, you got to realize America is such a melting pot now. It's not just so black and white no more, right? It's just not, right? You got plenty of Mexican Americans, Chinese Americans, right? Just so many different type of ethnicities that live here and was born here, right? You got a dude that say he relate more to, obviously being in New York than in China, because he's like, I ain't never been over there before, And it's the same thing with myself when they, when kids used to try to be funny, right? And be like, go back to Africa, go back to, I ain't never been over there before. Right. Yeah, so people just got to shape their mind a little bit differently. American just look different, right? America can look like anything. An American can look like anything because we is anything, because we have melted every culture within this atmosphere, and that's why we such a great nation, in my personal opinion, right? But yet again, there's still ways to go about things, right? Because you don't want to just give up opportunities to certain individuals that don't come here to do the right thing. And I'm not saying that's everybody, right? Some people just look here to come here to have a better life, and and that's what yet again America was known for. When people see that, the Statue of Liberty, you know what I mean? Like, hey, this represents freedom, right? From where, I come from. So at the end of the day, it's just like, it's a process to everything that everybody should fall in line to, right? But, the way we go about it, that's the whole, like I said, the simple point. It's not that they trying to get illegal immigrants out of here. It's the point of how they going about it, where everybody, I feel like, is a target.
Yeah. No, I agree with that.
Well, thank you for listening to Overdogs Podcast. Political statements today on just like life being lived. And
I know we're going to be on political
I'm trying to figure it out.
Anyone in the comments that sit there and be like, oh, we don't. Guess what? You talk about this shit too.
I'm trying to figure it out.
Yeah, we're just trying to chat it out. And you know what, dude? I'll say this. I think I speak for all of us. I don't want no one to die. I don't want no one's life to be ruined. But that goes,
but life.
We need to find a middle ground where we can at least have discussions nowadays, guys. It's out of control. That's it. I love everybody. And some people think that's a cop-out thing to say. Fuck that. Fuck you. It's not. I just, takes time to really figure this stuff out. And I don't jump to conclusions.
Well, I don't love everybody. So, some people...
I don't mean every single person, but you know what I mean.
Fuck that. I love everybody. This. I got lucky with some things. I'm blessed. I'm so grateful. And I want to be a good person. But if bad people want to come, take things, I could throw my cell phone really hard at people's faces. And it's got glass in the screen. And if it shatter, those little pieces of glass will hit your face. And then I'm coming behind it. Pause.
Okay, this all just made me think of something. So this weekend, Deontay Wilder, and I was going to bring something up like this too, apparently accused Mike Tyson of cheating twice. And I saw, I don't know if this is true, I want to make sure, but said something about racism.
You know about Tyson Fury?
Yeah, Tyson Fury. He said he cheated. He has proof of him fighting twice. What do you guys think about that?
I did hear something about...
I didn't see it, so you're going to have to break it down.
We can bring it up. I sent it to Garrett. Bring it up, Garrett. Let's see what he has to say.
He coming out with a documentary. and everybody's waiting to see the documentary.
Yeah.
Listen, Deontay Wilder was one of the killers, man. He was knocking people out left and right, craziest knockouts, and he had good fights with Fury. And if Fury cheated or whatever, I don't know. I did hear something about a failed drug test a while back. I thought there was something about a failed drug test.
You only seen what you saw. He didn't win. That shot looked real to me. They gave it to him. I can't think about the third one, but the two of them, he definitely cheated. I got proof and evidence of that. When I do my documentary and my movie about it, it's gonna be presented. I'm gonna bring the peoples and the artifacts and everything I know. Why you think he can't come back to America now?
Artifacts.
The man cheated. He the biggest cheater in boxing history. If you look him up, you will see it. And if I'm lying, then please tell him to sue me for defamation of character so I can have the proof. And I want that. I can't wait on it because being a black man with dark skin is harder to believe me than to believe a white man. And then that first fight, the referee, that's white supremacy. What he did, you know what he said? He did what he thought was best for boxing. Now your job is to count his ass out. That's what you're supposed to do. He gave him an extra 15 count. You know what I mean? Everybody know that. So it is what it is. And how I speak from the truth and from the heart and the passion of it. And that's why a lot of people don't want me in this business because I know too much.
That the fight between Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury, when he tombstoned this motherfucker and Tyson Fury fucking
he was out
up and got the fuck up and went out and fought back like that. Being Deontay Wilder being a part of that, them being in that together, that was one of the most incredible things that's ever happened in boxing and sports. They in that together, but I guess, you know, when he's a part of it, the sour part, and he got to speak about that shit all the time. He said, I can't talk about the third one. That's because it hasn't happened yet, right? They're going to fight a third time?
They did fight 3, I think.
They did fight 3?
Didn't they?
I think he was saying, so that's my point.
Because it was like
he was saying
he got dropped that first one you're talking about, and then I think Tyson beat the crap out of him the next 2 times.
The second time he did beat him up.
Yeah, that's it right there, that part.
But the weight.
Hey man, L, man, you can't go back and change. Unfortunately, you know, you can have your opinion about what happened because I do agree that certain things happen. You know what I'm saying? Within the company, right? You know that sometimes the color of our skin can be a barrier, right? Now that might not be the reality to some folks, but for me, being in the skin that I am, I feel where he's coming from. But that looked like a clean hit to my ass, nigga. I ain't gonna lie to you. That picture that they showed, it don't look like no cheating on that. Cause okay, what about them last 2 fights that we just spoke about? How he cheat then? You know?
Well, they said I think he said that he did something to his gloves on the second fight.
Ooh.
And for the record, I like Deontay Wilder, and they did fight 3 times. Tyson took him out the second 2.
100%. But did he say what he did to the gloves? Hold on. Did he explain what he did to the gloves?
I'll look it up. I remember there was a bunch of shit. Tyson Fury.
So the last one, the third one, he
took padding out or something. Let me see.
The third one, he really beat him up.
He knocked him out in the 11th in the third one. But so going to this point where he said when he lit him up, gave him the 15 count. Okay, that is actually true. Like he did give him a longer count, but I think kind of like Mike said, that was historical. Like you thought Tyson Fury was dead, and then he just popped up like the Undertaker. I wouldn't be surprised. It doesn't come down to a boxing ref actually being time consistent with like on a stopwatch. It's like their discretion and their count. That's weird.
I mean, it happened with Mike Tyson and Douglas.
Yeah, where, I just don't think the ref looked at him and said,
he's still out though.
Yeah. Let me see if I can find. If you could show me anywhere in boxing. Oh, yeah. It's because of the way he was kind of hitting him flick wristing. Like his wrist was flicking. I can actually send this to Garrett. They said he was doing something to his gloves. I don't know. But it does look weird. I'll say what I mean.
Yeah, I remember what you're talking about with the glove flicking. Because his hand was loose and he was trying to reach with boxing gloves on, and you throw a punch, you can stick your fingers out and make the fucking glove reach just 1 inch further, and kind of flick at their face because you get some timing to land that deeper punch.
Yeah. Okay, I sent it to you, Gary.
Gotcha.
This does look so weird, though. I do admit that.
I'm about to go to Bare Knuckle, Knuckle Mania 6.
Oh, that's this weekend, huh?
Where that's gonna be at?
In Philadelphia, I'm going to that.
Philly.
Lorenzo Hunt is fighting Dave Mundell, which is a crazy.
Nice. Eddie Alvarez still fighting in that thing?
I don't think so, since he got beat by Stevens, and so he hasn't been. But he still supports and represents the company. He does like workouts, open workouts, and he teaches people and gets fighters involved. Eddie was a big, involved part of mixed martial arts and combat sports and bare knuckle, and so been grateful to get a lot of people and big names involved in the company and helping these guys who do fight bare knuckle. It's all a job at the end of the day for a lot of families, households that, fight to live better and pay their bills. At the end of the day, that's what fighters do and are. So that's what we do, And
Right.
So that's gonna be fun up there. And Ben Rothwell, the heavyweight champion of BKFC, is fighting Andrei Arlovsky in the main event, and they fought in the UFC years ago. And I think Arlovsky got the upper hand last time in MMA. So fighting bare knuckle, and Big Ben Rothwell has been scary in bare knuckle. Would you fight Big Ben Rothwell for a bare knuckle match, Buckley? How many shots deep in the bar would you have to be?
Who you talking to? It's damn sure you ain't talking to me. No, you ain't talking to me. Hell no, I couldn't do no bare knuckle.
Because they said this year is a $25 million tournament where the possible matchups could even be Mike Perry versus Ben Rothwell.
Okay, he's about to switch it up.
Take that back. Take that back. What'd you say?
$25 million tournament in bare knuckle, and you could possibly see a matchup
like 25 whole million,
like a middleweight Mike
USD
Perry versus a
US dollars
65-pound Ben Rothwell
for 25 million now.
But look, here's the thing: how does the money break down? So if I fight Ben Rothwell, am I gonna get 10 and he's gonna get 15 when he cleans my clock?
Nah, I need the whole 25, bro. Nah, they ain't. I need the whole. Ain't no splitting that. I need the whole 25.
What's the winner get?
I ain't gonna lie, I'm gonna have my little brass knuckles in there. I'm gonna sneak a little, and then take them off, and then get right back to it. I'm gonna really make it dirty boxing up in there. You heard me?
Scary, man. Big Ben is scary.
See how I plugged that in there? Yeah.
That was nice. That was good. That was clean. That was flow. All right, peep this. After this weekend, so there's like, Buckley, you're a perfect person to talk to this about. Shavkat Rakhmonov has been pulled from the rankings after he showed up in a club with his leg brace. He's not coming back for another year. He hasn't fought since 2024. Maybe one of the biggest what ifs, like a Zabit Magomed Shapirov, but we'll see what comes up. So on top of that, so we'll get sorry, it's like a long two-parter, and this is for both of you, but Colby Covington advanced in the fucking rankings, while Rakhmonov's been pulled out. You went down to 9, I think. Let me see.
I went up.
Did you go up?
I was at 10. I went up.
Okay, good.
Yeah, I went up.
Oh, yeah, up 1. Okay. Yeah, so what do we think about that shit? Why is Colby in the rankings? Why'd they pull Rakhmonov? What's going on with welterweight division?
I mean, it's a lot right now, because right now you got the hottest division right now, and it's on standstill, right? It's on freeze for whatever reason. I can't tell you. You know what I mean? I don't know. But regardless, though, Shavkat he a special individual, because there ain't no way in the world I'm hurt and I'm popping back outside like that, right? Where the whole world can see me. You talking about he in the club with the crutches on? It's crazy, you know? And to be honest with you, he could have still made, even with the injury, he still could have made excuses like, oh, there ain't nobody trying to fight me. You know what I mean? Like, people ain't trying to pull up on me. But as soon as the UFC seen that injury or heard about it, they're like, yeah, man, go ahead, pack buddy up. Get him on out of here. Because not only did they knock him out the rankings, right? But potentially they can get rid of him because he hasn't been fighting in so long, right? This is going to come up on 2 years. And then just speak about Colby Covington, right? Now, Colby, the reason why they still got him is because they waiting on him to waste his money, right? Because eventually he's going to have to get paid, and then eventually he's going to have to get slaughtered by somebody, a little potential, whoever they trying to promote to get into the ranking. So that's why they keeping Colby. You know what I'm saying? That's a nice little card they're going to be able to use when he need to fight. But with Shavkat, man, you know what I'm saying? He just wasted this opportunity, right? Because I would have fought with a hurt leg, at least to stay in the rankings. At least to stay in the rankings. Now he gone. Crazy.
So he's not gone from the UFC. He's knocked from the rankings. Okay. Yeah. I think with him and in his country, those people are very well connected, especially, high up and in the UFC. So I think if he's dealing with injuries,
like who?
If it's not a Zabit type of thing, and he would come back in a year.
The country he coming from, they struggling. They struggling. They ain't got no resources.
I'm talking about their leader. Their leader is not struggling. He is a very powerful dictator. And
wait, hold on. Where do you think Shavkat's from?
You think about how
you're thinking about what's.
No, Shavkat's from the same place.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I can't remember dude's name.
He's from Kazakhstan, dude. He's from
that's the place. The dictator from
Kazakhstan. Ain't the same place.
It's not. You're thinking of God.
You think about dude from Chechnya. You think about the dude from Chechnya, but I forget his name too. But
that's what you're thinking.
It's like, I thought Shavkat was from Chechnya.
No, he's from Kazakhstan, dude.
All right, well, just Mike Perry's just rumbling on again, man.
Well, I mean, they would have had a point. I get what you were saying.
I still think, anyways, that with that country and he's their best fighter, I think he'll get a shot to be back in the rankings. His first fucking one back.
Yep.
He's 18-0, 19-0, or whatever.
I'm gonna make this prediction right now. We never see Shavkat again, bro.
I'm
making a prediction right now.
Right. I think you both are right. I think when Shavkat, if and when he does, if he comes back, he gets an immediate shot at someone high up to regain his ranking. But going back to what Buckley said, I think you're absolutely right with pulling him from the rankings because he's not going to fight for a year. We're pretty much positive of that. Take him out of the rankings, put someone else in it. So now when we make a fight night and we go, this is now number 15, you now have a ranked fighter on the fucking card. They're just borrowing the status of rankings. And this is why fans and fighters don't like the rankings. They don't make sense. They're using it as a marketing ploy. You're not going to fight for a year, and then they're doing the exact same thing with Colby. You are dead on with that, and then Mike, you're right too. I agree. If he does come back, he will get a shot at a high-ranked opponent. I think almost immediately. If he does come back.
And the thing about Shavkat, you got to realize, you think about Shavkat, he not no content creator. At least Colby keeping his name out there. He keeping himself relevant. He in the RAF, right? You got to do these things in order for people to recognize your name. But every time we hear about your name, it's about something negative, which is the bad part, right? Mm-hmm. About Shavkat. It's going to be to the point where the fans lose just interest. They're going to forget about Shavkat. I promise you, on everything I love, they're just going to forget about Shavkat, and then guess what the next move going to be for the UFC? They're going to send his ass back to Kazakhstan.
Yep.
Back home, bro.
And you say he accident prone. He always get injuries and shit. And when you said
he do, bro. This ain't nothing new.
I was like, damn, my back.
Mystic Manson.
What do you think about Ian Garry kind of taking credit for it and saying he destroyed his leg?
He did.
I don't know if you guys
He did. Yeah. He was the one that tore that knee up. I rewatched that fight. To be honest with you, I think Ian Garry won that fight. That's a hot take right there. I rewatched that fight again with him and Shavkat, and I think he won that fight. It was still a close fight, but I think he did enough to win.
Him and Jeff Neal had a good fight down to the last little bit there, and then Shavkat.
Yeah. I would have knocked Ian Garry out though. I would have knocked out Ian Garry though. On me.
That's a good fight.
That still would be a good fight, but but Ian Garry, he's still trying to get that belt fight. And like I said, you got Ian Garry, now you got Morales. I think Protez said he's trying to fight JDM, so that's good money. That's good money. Yeah. You know what I mean? So he's trying to get back active, and that's a good thing. That's a good thing. But some of these guys that's up there not in the top.
Ian Garry, we got to get you on the show to talk face to face with Buck.
Oh, that'd be good money.
I think that's a great fight.
Yeah. You know, I got to talk to Ian, man. I got to, apologize for the whole, Buck versus Cut. You know what I'm saying? I ain't mean no harm. You know what I'm saying? I was just trying to promote something, but he proved to me he ain't no duck. You know, he ain't no punk. You know, Ian Garry really about it. You know, because even with our fight that we had, right, he just took on a better opportunity when he fought Shavkat. But he still signed that dotted line to fight me. So I was like, oh, this boy ain't scared of nobody. You know? So I got to give respect to that at the end of the day. Fighters know real fighters.
Hell yeah. Okay, how about this? So then, if we could stick on the topic of UFC, I could pick you guys' brains on a bunch of shit. Okay, MVP. Did you see the announcement for UFC London? People are mixed on the reception.
Yeah, I saw it.
Yeah, so UK fans seem to really think this card's a banger, and on paper it is. Like, there's a lot of fucking banger fights, but name-wise, household, it's not very big at all. But one fight on there is MVP versus Sam Patterson.
Who is that?
So, who you see exactly? He just beat up Cannonier, and
I don't know.
Sam Patterson is another English fighter. He's fought. He's a white guy. He's got some sleeves on him. He's pretty good. He's entertaining, but he's not ranked. How do you go from beating up Shara and then demolishing Cannonier, and then now, and it's not MVP's fault. Do you remember when we had him on the show, Mike? We talked about this, and I said, how did in Bellator, was it frustrating not getting the fights you always wanted, because you said you wanted fights? He said people just turned him down. I don't know how this happens, but he's been complaining about not getting a fight. So, bam, there you go. Unranked fighter. That doesn't help him at all. What do you guys think about that?
I think if the UFC puts you in a lineup, in a matchup, and, yes, they can give you, if they're giving you someone you don't have a lot of tape on or know a lot about their style, they could be awkward or unorthodox, and they definitely have a shot. They have a chance. You're not just, but if you still highlight reel them, that's what MVP does. So if he highlight reels them and he gets the company a bunch of views, he moves up. People get to see MVP doing what he does best. If he does get to highlight the dude, or we see, oh damn, he's a tough guy. Oh, he's giving MVP trouble, and then boom, MVP knocks him out. We're like, ooh. Mm-hmm. So it can do a lot. If the UFC give you a position on Paramount, which I struggled to watch correctly the other night. I was watching the damn main card starts soon page for like 45 minutes. Oh my God, dude. So I got to learn how to use Paramount now. I don't know how to use it. I guess I'm that old now. But I think if the UFC give you a position, an opportunity, it doesn't matter who you're fighting. The show is about you doing what you do.
Yeah.
And then don't let this person get a name off of you.
Yeah. And for context, Sam Patterson is he's 4-1 in the UFC on a 4-fight win streak. Last 2 wins were KOs, TKOs. So I mean he's here. But like
that.
Yeah.
Look at that. What do you think, Buck?
I mean, I think MVP just trying to get some bread, bro.
Yeah. Well, he's also going back down to welterweight.
Is MVP trying to be? I can't speak for the brother, but there are certain ways that you move in this industry. He took on some real big threats in Shara and Jared Kennedy, and he showed out, right?
Yeah.
But I guess middleweight wasn't really on his mind, so he coming back down to welterweight, where yet again he's not fighting a rank, or he didn't gave up his ranking to go up to middleweight, right? So now he's fighting somebody that, yet again, don't really give him no name value. But if you're able to highlight this person, like Mike said, it's going to do good money for you, and they kind of put you back in the mix, because now they going to throw you Colby Covington. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to do him dirty, right? This is how everything kind of gets set up in the beginning. That's just my personal opinion. So with that being said, I think he's just taking this for the money, and then yet again getting back into that ranking. But he got to win, though, right? So I don't know who Sam Patterson is, but this is his opportunity to make a name for himself, right? You just said he had 5 fights in the UFC. That's nothing to giggle about, right? That means you done got your feet wet already. You should be a little bit comfortable in there. But now you got a real big name and somebody that's dangerous as MVP. You got to make sure that you really show out.
Do you know what I just noticed? Going back to kind of what you said about rankings earlier, dude. Because I was checking it yesterday when I was like, MVP's not ranked because he just fought Cannonier. He's got to be going back down to welterweight. They added him to the rankings yesterday. He's 15 now.
MVP.
Oh, okay.
That just snuck. I was
That
like, I'm
makes sense.
curious. Did they change it? So they moved him to 15 at welterweight. I don't even know if that makes a lot of sense.
I was ranked at 15 one time, or maybe even 14. And then I also knocked out number 12 or number 11 at the time, Jake Ellenberger. He was number 11 or 12 on the ranking.
Disgusting elbow.
And then I didn't go anywhere.
Did that man nasty?
That was
That's
right
crazy.
during the switch from Fertitas to the WME IMG. So,
That knockout was crazy. You know what? And Buckley, I don't think I've ever told you, dude. You know, you hurt my feelings so bad. I've always been a fan of you for sure, but you know, sometimes some of your favorite fighters fight. When you knocked out Wonder Boy, bro, I still couldn't believe that shit. And like, dude, I have a black belt.
I get that every time, boy.
Look at this black belt. Wonder Boy gave me that shit, and you put him out. I couldn't believe that, man. That was sick. Okay, anyway, let's go to.
I ain't gonna lie. Look, it broke my heart. I had to do somebody like that because I'm a big fan of Wonder Boy. I'm a big fan of Stephen Wonder Boy Tom.
Human being. He's outstanding.
Yeah.
Oh, 100%. Real
both
life. What they call him? Nicest motherfucker. The
Nicest motherfucker, yeah.
That's what he is.
It is.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
bro. Truly, and once I knocked him out, he was still the same way. You know, very polite, very kind. You know, talked about some things that he willing to show me to help me out with my sidekicks and stuff. You know, so shout out to him. But you know, when you hungry, when you ain't got that money like that, you know what I'm saying? You got, you know, I gotta eat. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't gonna lie to you, bro. I've been out for a minute. Everybody, man, when you fighting again, Buck? When you fighting again, Buck? Like, hey, bro, it's dry out here. You know. And my stomach growling. And that's when you get the best buck. I ain't gonna lie. So Dana know what he doing. That nigga keeping us hungry than motherfucker, boy. Hey, them overdog checks be looking good to the motherfucker. I ain't gonna lie, nigga. I be like, ooh, niggas trying to get paid.
What about when you ain't hungry no more?
That's gonna be a minute before I get there. But I ain't never been comfortable in the UFC. Cause the UFC ain't never allowed me to be comfortable, if that makes sense. No disrespect, but like I ain't Derek Lewis. I ain't Kevin Holland. You know? What's another big name? You know what I'm saying? I ain't Hamzat in them. You know? So I ain't made that money yet. So, you know what I mean? I can't say that once I get it, I'm gonna be like, all right, you know what I mean? I'm only gonna fight once a year. I don't know. You know?
I'm curious.
I would like to think I'm gonna keep fighting. I don't know, like, think about it. Like, if I'm making real money, I'm glad you mentioned it. If I'm making real money, why not keep making real money? It's like Floyd, right? Floyd Mayweather was making 200 million, 250. Still fighting, still active. Cause I'm just gonna make another bag, you know? Soon as people start to get their first little bag, now they want to sit back and be comfortable, and then guess what? That's when the real heat get put on them when they got to fight somebody that's hungry and that's trying to really, you know, change their life, right?
Yeah.
So I'm always trying to stay locked in.
When people make 100 million and I don't get it. I guess I don't know if I'll ever get that. Where I make 100 million.
I need some more.
No, I gotta keep going. Shit, if I made
you talking about you get comfortable, Mike?
If I made one, shit, I'm finna look. I tell myself I'm finna kick back, put my feet up, and when they call me for a fight and another check, I'm like, okay, and I'm gonna like do some push-ups and stretch, and then I'm finna punch some people.
Get another bag.
And then I'm gonna get another bag, and I'm gonna put my feet up again, cause that's what I fight for, is to be comfortable. I fought cause I ain't have it. And I was like, damn, there's something itching me all the time. I got to get comfortable. So I'm going to fight for it legally. And, you know, we make mistakes along the way. And then, fuck it. If I get my chance to be comfortable, I'm taking it. You got to be ready for what you asked for. So if I ask to make some money so that I could chill, well, I'm gonna fucking enjoy that chilling.
To me, man, the game all mixed up because you even see a dude like Armin Sarukian who ain't got to fight, right? And you see that his family rich. I'm talking about billionaires, you know what I'm saying? With good money, right? And he's able to sit back, but you see still how hard he trains, right? So it just got to be in you or it's not, right? For me, I feel like I'm always gonna have a sense of desperation. Even if I did have 100 million, I'm still gonna have a $100 mentality, like I ain't got it, right? But that's just me though. I can't speak for everybody else because when you do see guys that start to get paid, they start to act a little different, you know? But I'm not going to allow money to change my principles or my character, you know what I'm saying? I'm still going to have fun. I'm still going to go outside. You still going to see me in the strip club, little AI videos, you know what I'm saying? Going to work. But at the end of the day though, it's just like Floyd. As soon as he got done at the strip club, what'd he do? He run into the crib, right? Because I gotta make sure I can repeat this, right, for the next weekend.
Right.
And that's one thing I feel like for me, the culture of boxing, and you can relate, Mike, right? You see a lot of boxers and how they, you know, move and how they conduct themselves. A lot of MMA guys ain't like that, you know? Dudes really be worried about sparring or getting work or, you know, training with certain individuals, right? And then plus, how the boxers do it, right? They throw up money. They say, look, hey, 50,000, doghouse rules. Let's run it. Name dudes in MMA that be doing that. None. That'd be some good content at the Piatto, right? Because why? I feel like a lot of these dudes, they train and they do certain stuff and they do it for free, right? Which is cool. You do what you want to do if you just passionate about, but you just passionate about taking CTE upside your head. At least get paid while you working, you know?
Right.
Like, ain't nobody really focused on the business and the money part in MMA, and that's the terrible part. You know?
It's evolving. It's developing. There are fighters who are younger.
I don't think so. I don't think so, man. Mike, you know how many guys are just privileged to be where they at? Forget the money. They just say, I'm happy to be here. Right? But I thought that was the destination. Like, I thought that was the goal. Like, you know what I'm saying? And the biggest goal is to become a what? A world champion. And you got some guys that say, I don't even want to accomplish that. I don't even want to accomplish that. I just want to be in the UFC. It's crazy to me.
But
to me, that's crazy.
I guess I totally get it, right? It's the hustler's mentality. And, of course, when I talk about enjoying some of that privilege, I mean, that's where you really earn it because you're strong enough to enjoy it and work hard when the time is right. And, you know, as I sit there enjoying it, I enjoy dreaming about somebody trying me. As I sit on the couch and I get the 3 dots with the cloud, I'm thinking about as me sitting there and someone going, hey, I want that spot on the couch. And I go, well, come take it from me. And then I stab them in the eye with my thumbnail.
You different. Oh, so you pulling the Justin Gaethje. That's what you doing. You pulling the Justin Gaethje. I see.
Good spin, man. Good spin.
You know, everybody different. You know what I'm saying? Everybody different.
I need a new man's a hat. You got a website?
I'll send you one.
I'll go grab one.
I appreciate that. We still, you know, hey, look, I ain't got a whole team. So, you know what I'm saying? I'm working, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got this on for no reason.
Going into what you're saying.
Yeah.
Like, do you feel like despair? And I'm not trying to get you to talk shit about the UFC, just like, obviously, so does
ain't no talking
how much
shit.
does it bother you, dude, that like you have that give me attitude, that hunger, you won't turn down fights, and it's like you're not getting the same glow like some of the other guys or push. What do you think you have to do to get that, and why do you think you're not getting the push that you should?
That's true.
I don't. No, hold on, because it's on both sides, right? Because we can really talk about it. Because let's be real, right?
Yeah.
The UFC has done me a favor by giving me fights. I have 16 fights within the organization, right? I got 11 wins, 5 losses. You know, within 5 years, that's a lot of output. You hear me? Mm-hmm. Most guys that's been in the industry for 10 years ain't got that many fights, right? So with that being said, I'm privileged that I have been able to get those fights over and over again, but I don't necessarily get the push because, yet again, the audience is not being shown or being represented that look like me and talk like me and understand what I be saying. When I say, hey, bro, I ain't trying to fight no booty warrior. What does Buckley mean? I ain't trying to fight no wrestler. And my coach, we know exactly what I'm talking about when I say that, right? And I really feel like there's so many different levels that it goes down that I'm not really focused on that. They make me have to work harder, which makes it worse for the next guy.
Yeah.
Right? So thank you for giving me obstacles, right? Thank you for giving me hurdles. Thank you for giving me a little bit of resistance, because if it was just given to me like Sugar Sean O'Malley, right? I would have smoked my opportunity away. And now you see him trying to get back to the belt, right? So I don't want nothing to be given to me. I want to work for everything, right? Because it's gonna hit a little bit different when Dana got to wrap that thing around my waist.
When you go into the company as a regional fighter, and then you fight on UFC and you show that type of audience and crowd that new man's energy that you've been working so hard to show to them, and then you've continued to show it 16 times, time after time, just always, all the fighters coming in were all promoters. It's Platinum Perry Promotions. And, it's another avenue of the industry in combat sports and sports in general, news, media, podcasts. It's all like earlier on in the career, I didn't think about how things could be so wrapped around and involved into, you center it, you focus it, all these things we can focus into one energy in one area. And to be able to compete and fight like the back of your hand, like it's just, you've taught yourself that. That's what I've done as a fighter too. You work out for 15, 20 years and it's second language to you. It's no big deal. And then all the other things, you getting better at the news, the media, the talking. You learn little tricks along the way, and they grow with you as you grow into a more mature man, as we all do and are in this world. I'm a father now, and I'm a role model. I have people who are going to be looking up to me, whether I like it or not. And it's all business. And a fight can be personal, but it's still business. You got to think about it like that. And I think you are getting the push
100%.
that comes from different ways. I'm definitely pushing for you, bro. And that's a big part of it.
And don't get it twisted. Don't get it twisted. I think the UFC love me, right? Yeah. Now I think it's one individual that don't really favor me as much, but he respect my talent and the things that I do, right? Because it's gonna be what's a word I can say, man, without seeming crazy? Like I'm working for this person to say my name out loud.
Yeah.
Right? Like he promote everybody else, and the love they give everybody else. It ain't like, hey, I'm just trying to get the ball, but he gonna recognize what he got. And that's my thing right there. The goal is to make that man say my name either way.
Do you think
I had that too, but then when I fucking lost some shit I was supposed to win or something, so you can't do that.
It be like that sometimes. But
there's lots of ways.
But Patty got his ass whooped. Hold up. Patty got his ass whooped. I don't care.
I was the only one that called it. I was the only one that called it on the podcast. I said Gaethje was gonna fuck him up.
I give you that.
Okay.
But I still don't reward you. I still don't reward you for just giving your effort. You know what I'm saying? Like, there was no adjustments made by Patty. He just wanted to show how good his chin was. And I ain't a fan of that, Now, people can reward that if they want to, right? Because, they get to see something entertaining or seeing somebody getting pretty much blasted in they skull, But to me, you got to show the art of this sport, right? Yes, and the disciplines that we have and that we carry as mixed martial artists, that we can make adjustments on the fly. And you can still keep the fight entertaining and engaging, but you taking damage, I can never be a fan of. And what they got fighting tonight?
Oh, I think so.
They need to have ass whooping of the night too.
Yeah. One way.
That's what that was.
Belt to ass.
I like that.
100%.
Let me ask you this, Buckley. And dude, this is just a question. It might be stupid, but your outlook on fights and everything you've just kind of expressed right now, do you think that's ever actually hurt you? Because perhaps the guy you said kind of has it out for you, want to make him say your name, you don't get the same opportunity, is because they know you're just going to show up and you're not going to sit out fights and demand more like a lot of the other people. So they're almost like taking advantage of your work ethic and your hunger?
Boy, you just hit me on some guy.
Dude,
that might be true. But I realize, you know what I'm saying, the opportunities, you got to take them. Because at the end of the day, I'm hungry. I told you. I got to go get it. But I never thought about that. I never thought about
win
that.
them in this game.
Maybe maybe I got to pull a little Shavkat and sit out for a year. But no, I'm gonna end up in dirty boxing for real.
Nah, you can't.
Nah, fuck no.
Too hungry. Can't sit out. I mean, you get your work in.
Nah,
the
not
gym,
at all.
bro.
All right.
Oh man, we definitely gotta work.
I'm not trying to like run this podcast or anything, but I love hearing you guys' takes. There's a lot of combat sports. Can we hit like 2 more subjects real quick? Okay, let's do Volk first. Volk versus Diego. This kind of goes back into what you're saying. Why the fuck did Diego get a second shot anyway? Shouldn't have been a second shot. I don't know. Like, no one really agreed with that fight being made, except for the fact that it's just fun. It seems like they shoot in Diego for another title shot, and then he completely outclassed him. There was no adjustments made. Diego did break both of his feet, kicking Volkanovski's legs, so it could have been an adjustment gone wrong. But we saw a complete wipeout. Now Alexander's back, and it's really hard to see the state of the division. What do you guys think about that in the fight this weekend?
I think that was a good fight for Volk. I feel like my man Diego just didn't make no adjustments. It was the first fight, right? It was literally the repeat of the first fight. But Volk was landing a lot more damage than shots, right? In the second one, you know, I'm surprised Diego didn't get knocked out with a couple of them shots. But yeah, man, Volk did with his thing. He showed his IQ. He showed the reason why he pretty much is the GOAT at featherweight. And yeah, he really cemented his name, man. So, you know, for me, I don't have much of a breakdown on that fight because, like I said, it was literally like the first one, to be honest.
Here, I'll frame it different.
No different.
This is for both of you. Do you think the UFC fucked up making that fight? Because now, if Diego's doing good, it's hard to really make a case for him having a third title shot, even though they clearly would like him being one. Did the UFC fuck up, or did Diego taking the fight? Who's more to blame?
UFC don't fuck up.
I mean, no, they created the one that was gonna make the most numbers. You know, you got Movsar, who undefeated. You got Lerone Murphy, that's undefeated. Now, those would have been great talents to go up against Alex Volkanovski and really challenge him. But was it going to do numbers like Diego Lopes and the backing that he has with his country? I think he's from Brazil, but I think he got a good Mexican backing
Brazil,
and everything in that. Numbers run this game, you know? And unfortunately, right, fighters have to become content creators. You know, you gotta become more boisterous. You gotta, like Mike Perry said, right? You gotta be your own promoter, you know? Because the promotion job is to promote the promotion. So they're going to have your ass out there fighting, banging, looking silly. But you got to do your job to make sure that you stay relevant, you know? Because this is an easy business to be forgotten about, you know? So with that being said, no, they made the right fight. They're not going to make no third one. You best believe they ain't finna make no third one, though.
Did y'all see Diego hitting he was brawling the mitts?
Mm-hmm.
Did anybody see that video? He looked incredible hitting those mitts. He looked incredible.
Hey, Kevin James looked good too from Here Comes Boom. Like, Kevin James looked nice on them things too. Like anybody can look nice on some mitts, dog. Come on. You know better than that. You know better than that, Mike.
I mean, he looked tough. I was like, damn, when I saw that, I was like, well, I don't know. As a fighter, you fought the guy, Volk, you got to make an adjustment. You got to make a change. You know, I don't know, but
well, so
who cares?
Do you think Diego fucked up taking the title shot?
No, you're a fighter. You fucking fight the fights.
Well, but like you just said,
you
like,
better take that money.
But then you're not getting
take that Dana White privilege.
True. So, like, you don't think at all there's any regret he took that instead of saying, no, I'm not ready for a rematch, that he clearly wasn't.
Right. Mac, you got to see it like that. His name is still relevant. Mm-hmm. The only person that's going to keep him from fighting for a title again is who? Volk. As long as Volk is champion, he never going to fight for another belt. But Volk is almost out the door, just age-wise. Just age-wise. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I'm not going to say that he's going to lose Movsar. I'm not saying he's going to lose to Lerone. But how many fights does he have in him? Probably 2 or 3. Right?
Yeah.
And by the time Volk is out, you already know Diego's still young, and then he'll be right back into the picture.
True that. That's fair. It's absolutely fair.
With a new set of tough guys, I mean, yeah, the Lerone Murphy, he's been problematic for other guys.
And that's in London, ain't it? That's the London fight, ain't it?
Mm-hmm. And
tell me what y'all think about that fight. Who y'all think? Because they both undefeated. This is crazy. Somebody got to lose their oath.
What is more Movsar's style? Is it Russian Dagestani wrestling or is it kickboxing?
No, he's gonna wrestle the fuck out of. Yeah, he's
no
gonna wrestle.
No punching, none of that.
And Lerone is
he on your back.
knockout artist.
He's good at everywhere.
Right.
I mean, he just knocked out Pico with that.
But he probably doesn't have the same grappling. So he's going to be trying to not get into those grappling exchanges and land big shots on breaks or entries. And Movsar knows this. So he's going to try to get in and hug them legs. It's just a matter of, is Lerone going to land a devastating blow, or is maybe he's strong enough to stay out of the wrestling, though.
See, so let's look at his history real quick. So he has not fought anywhere near as good of a wrestler as Movsar. I mean, Aaron Pico would be it, but Aaron Pico don't fight the same. And then I think he knocked him out in that spinning elbow on an entry for a takedown, if I'm not mistaken. I think he was about to shoot a double leg, and that's what he hit him with. But he beat Aaron Pico, Josh Emmett, Dan Ige, Edson Barbosa. Those are the last 4 he beat. None of those are anywhere near Movsar as far as wrestling goes.
Buck, you fought Colby?
Knocked him out.
Beat him up, right?
Yeah.
Did you think in training for that fight that you was going to, eventually take him down or put him on his back and land the ground and pound? Or were you looking for it in the stand-up and to stay out of the wrestling exchanges? Or because you're super strong and a very well-rounded mixed martial artist, did you know, like, in a wrestling clinch situation, that you was going to be able to, like, throw him over or something like that? His wrestling background didn't matter? To me,
what we had set up, right? My thing is just stand on the feet, right? Stopping shots, being, defensively aware of the takedown. So just, sprawling and brawling, dog. Sprawling and brawling was really the game plan for Colby. I'm not going to lie, though. I did want to get Usman down, though, in my last fight. But my mind was too focused on trying to get the knockout because I was too busy trying to get up off my back, But, I feel like, a lot of guys, they have to kind of switch it up on these wrestlers and try to, push the activity to the ground. If you got it, though. Like, if you ain't got no wrestling, if you don't have that pedigree, then don't even try it. But I think Lerone Murphy is talented enough and well-rounded enough to kind of give some threats there. And even if you don't get the takedown, you just attempting that can change that level, and then you can go up top, And that's how I caught Wonder Boy, I was shooting on Wonder Boy a lot, shooting. And as soon as he recognized, another shot, I level changed and went upstairs and got the knockout. So those type of things, like, you want to always create different situations, right, within the fight, and then create different patterns to kind of throw the fighter off.
Breakdown. I like that. I love talking about the technical stuff at a high level matchup. I just thought that made sense with Movsar versus Lerone. So some more good fights coming up in UFC. Those things are going to be happening. Dirty Boxing back in Nashville in March. And, in the meantime, for now, it's Overdogs Podcast, dude. So let's see what viral things happen next. And
I got one more viral thing to ask you guys about before we bounce. This one was big. So there was also Shavkat Stevenson versus Teofimo Lopes this weekend.
Oh, yeah.
Absolute fucking masterclass from Shakur. It wasn't even close. Now, Garrett, if you could pull up the clip of what his dad was saying, I want to get your guys' take on this and corner work. His dad, Teofimo's dad, was in the fucking corner the whole time saying, like, just hit him. Just hit him. You got to go out there. You got to win this. He wasn't giving him any technical advice. He was getting worked on the jab. And so the whole outcry right now is like, what the fuck was his dad doing? He shouldn't be in the corner. He has no advice to give. Pull this clip up, and I want your guys' thoughts on corners like this.
We've seen Teo be highly skilled, but of course,
sure to win. For some reason, the game plan, my son didn't do what I told him he was supposed to do. His rhythm was supposed to be different, where we were supposed to stop Shakur from doing whatever Shakur does best. You know what I'm saying?
You don't even know what Shakur does.
You know what I'm saying? But that was not my son in there. I think probably the networks and everybody the media, everything leading up to this fight. You know, everybody already talking that already about Shakur fighting in May, where the winner was supposed to go and fight in May, you know, against whoever it was. So I think that probably got to him, you know what I'm saying? People talking about me being drunk, all that stuff, you know, when he went to the press conference and I wasn't there, I didn't show up because I was resting. And I think all that affected him in this fight, you know? Like a lot of people say, you know, my son is like mentally like easy to, you know, mess with. And how you gonna fight, you know, a fight when everybody wants you to lose? You understand what I'm saying? And I don't know what happened. It just looked like all his powers were not there. Like everything was like that we planned, everything that he did in sparring, everything that we planned to do was not there.
He can't even tell you what the plan was. He's like, hey, whatever Shakur do, man, you know, we just couldn't stop it. You know what I'm saying? He wouldn't stick to the plan. Look, if I'm Timo, I would have tagged my daddy in. I'm like, man, you do something, motherfucker. Shit. You show me what you talking about, what this plan was. You hear me? Because like you said, he wasn't giving no instruction. And I feel for Timo. But the only thing, because I met him at the PI. You know what I'm saying? And he seemed like a cool dude. But once you start to hit that racial, you know, that boundary, you know what I mean? A lot of us, we feel some type of way when you start calling us monkeys and, you know, throwing bananas at us and shit like that. So Shakur had to do that for the, you know what I'm saying, for the culture, you know?
Oh, yeah. He did.
Yeah. So, you know, Timo had to take a good ass with him, but he got humble. He got humble that night. You know, he was like, man, I'm sorry what y'all had to go through. I know slavery was difficult. Really humbled that boy. I don't care nobody said that shit was funny as hell to me.
He's ready to,
I feel like
That's why you got to get a real trainer. Don't let your daddy, you know what I'm saying, be coaching you and stuff, man.
I mean, I like
keep your daddy on the sidelines, man.
I like your take on that for sure. Hearing his dad, in boxers, a lot of boxers have their dad as their coach. Their dad brought them up since a child boxing, and it's like the stuff his dad was talking about was kind of deep. And, you know, he kind of did hit it on the head where that's not the Teo that I know of, seeing that he could do amazing athletic maneuvers against very fast opponents, but Shakur was just that much faster, and all the stuff that he had said must have been weighing down on him in his mind. We just weren't seeing these amazing maneuvers that we've seen out of Teofimo, and Shakur was keeping it simple boxing, pop, pop, keeping it easy movement. He was just miles ahead of him. And, you know, when I do fight talk and I'm going to talk about things, I try to say facts, but don't want it to be something I said that's going to weigh on me negatively and be like, all these people are hating on me. Obviously, sometimes you can say something, and if people hate it on you, well, you could be like, you know, either I didn't mean it that way, or take it on the head and you still got your fight to do, your job to do. These things happen in the game. But, you know, when you say things, you can't say stuff in a fight build-up just for views, or you're going to end up, the views are going to be of you getting your ass beat. Those are the highlights. So, I don't know. I try to keep things real and only hurt my opponent's feelings. I only want to say something directed towards like the way he looks, or the way he sounds, or the way he might throw a punch. I'm like, look, I'm gonna see that punch coming. I'm gonna do this and that to your ugly bird nose ass face. Something silly like that. You know?
Mike, let me ask you this.
You know, it's just like once you start to cross the racial barrier, it's hard to go back. It really is hard to go back, you know. So you got to be careful, you know what I mean? Or if you do it, stand on it, right? Stand on it, you know what I mean? Because at the end of the day, you know,
you got to say something strong to stand on if you're going to do it. If you say something that's so damn brittle, you're going to collapse. It makes sense to those that ain't.
That might be it might be somebody's jaw. You know? But no, Shakur, shout out to Shakur, man. But, you know, I ain't gonna lie, though. Right. Like, as good as Shakur is, though, as good, To me, this is my only dig at him. Start knocking these dudes out. If you that much better than these guys. Yeah. I gotta start seeing you drop some people. That's the thing
about his skill set.
That's crazy.
To do that for 12 rounds, to move and be untouched and be touching, and that's boxing. And it's so hard to do it that way because, yes, at times it can be boring. And he's got to do it for 36 minutes plus the 1 minute between each round. That's 45 minutes you're in the ring under the lights, working out, sweating.
Mike, you on the side of Shakur, the man of violence.
I'm a big fan of Floyd Mayweather. I'm a big fan of technical boxing like that, which is why you and Berto just don't understand what I would do to y'all in dirty boxing.
We're going to go back in the day then. With my boy Sugar Ray Leonard.
Ooh. Okay.
Sugar Ray Leonard, if he outclass you, not competitive. If it's competitive, then it's sharp. Then you got to be about your stuff. Like when he went up against Marvin Hagler, like he couldn't just knock him out because Marvin Hagler was still coming getting that work, right? But when he fought dudes like man, I forget this white dude name, I forget his name. He was outclassing that dude the whole time, and he said, "Look, I'm gonna let you survive a couple rounds, but then I'm getting you up out of here and knock Buddy out." That's what I want to see because Shakur's so much better than these dudes. I know he can get him out of there, but he's just trying to stay safe.
But
that's not the fight game.
Technical ability.
They paying you so much money. They paying you so much money. Like, where's the entertainment value? Because at the end of the day, the reason why I want to watch is because, unfortunately, it's just the truth. Timo was being racist. At least he was trying to build up the fight. I'm not saying that's how you do it, but he put something into it, right? He just went about it the wrong way. But Shakur, I wasn't gonna watch that fight if it wasn't for that. I'm just being honest. I'm just keeping it real over here.
Yeah, no, you want to see the exclamation point at the end. Style on him, put him the fuck out. And then, even though Shakur has money, dude, knock these motherfuckers out. You're going to get more fucking casual fans going to tune in to watch you fight. I mean, you got to kind of be a boxing purist to really see what Shakur did to him this weekend,
It's a very hard way to do it. It's a hard route to take. He's taking the long road, and he's smoothly
But casual fans don't see it that way. Sure, purists understand that. Purists are talking about how that's a Floyd Mayweather-esque type performance.
Well, Floyd used to knock a lot of people out. Shakur has a couple knockouts. But even when Floyd was knocking people out. The Floyd I know was knocking people out in good fights.
The Cruz one was hilarious. What was it, Cruz? The one, I forget. Yeah, let me ask you guys this. Yeah, where he stood there and tried to dap him up, and then that was clean. That was clean. Fuck it. Defend yourself. Yeah, that was good. Okay, going to corner advice, though. Okay, Mike, I know you have, so like we just said, like it's usually not really good to have like a family member. You've obviously done well with that because you have your wife in there. Okay, so it's different. But I'm curious, what's like the best advice you ever got in a fight in between rounds that changed the fight?
Making my wife and building us up to even a steeper point is where, she is a huge part of my life and my team because our moments at home together, I gotta go work out, or our workouts together, her cooking preparation, meals, the way I eat is a huge part of any fighter's life, is what they eat and how they're eating, when they're eating. All these things matter so much. And then who's gonna fucking rub my sweaty back or brush the blood off my face when we're in the locker room after the fight? My pretty wife. So to build her up and give her the trainings and teachings of being involved in 10 or 11 of these high profile fights that I've been in UFC, BKFC, and others. It's just, it's teamwork, make the dream work. And if you can build those things with your family and close people, your parents or your father, like, if my son's going to box, that's something I think about. It's like, if he's going to want to, I fought so that he could do something else. But if he ends up being a little knucklehead like me, I would help him. But at the same time, I need to give him to coaches that I would trust, because I can't just coach him, because I'm not a coach. I'm still this fighter that's like, my son, I don't know if my son, I want you to be able to beat me up, son, before you fight him. And like, bro, you ain't never going to beat me, bro. that's my mentality.
But like, has Lattori ever told you something in between rounds that like just changed your outlook of the fight? Like, that's what I'm just getting at.
Okay, in the UFC when it was just her,
I want to hear a story. Yeah, let's go.
She put the ice on my back. She ain't say nothing.
Mm-hmm.
I talked to the Stitch man, House.
Mm-hmm.
I said, he putting something on. I said, man, what you see out there? He said, I said, okay. I said, right. So I just start talking to my girl. I'm like, oh, you look good, babe. Got the ice. Shit, doing good, baby. It's like what I wanted to hear from her, but she didn't say it. So it's like when I said it, she copied me. I was like, oh, you look good, baby. Doing good. And she's like, you're doing good, baby. You look great. And then I was like, okay, that's all I needed to hear. But then, you know, I don't know. It's always just been the preparation is done in the gym and the work. And if you're going to win that fight, you did it already.
It's a symbol of the support you have.
On fight night, it's just like, come take this win with me. We're going to, and then, you know, some things in a bigger high profile fight, the Jake Paul fight, like I don't make no excuses. Like it was fighter versus fighter, and he got the upper hand that night and it worked out in his favor. I wanted to break some more thresholds. When I got up after he knocked me down in the 6th round, I got up and maybe I was a little tired and stumbled a little bit. I was trying to break a threshold. That was the longest fight of my career. No fight in my career has gone longer than 16 minutes because all my UFC fights are 15 minutes. BKFC are, except for the Triad Combat fight, which was 7 2 or 3 minute rounds. But no fight has gone longer than the Jake Paul fight. That was my longest fight. So that was a new threshold there for me to go 16 minutes in a fight. And, you know, against big guy, whatever, I couldn't do some things. I threw him down. I just need to work out and train and get into another fight with another high-profile guy. And I did that with, you know, Jeremy Stevens at Bare Knuckle. He gave me a hell of a fight. I can't believe some of the punches that he took. And he got up time after time. He trained his ass off to take those punches and hit me with some shit, too. And I trained to be tougher. So it's fun, man. It's all cool. I get the hunger that Buck's talking about. Can't wait to see. And it's going to happen for us this year in 2026. Best believe we're going to get in that ring. Buck's going to get in his octagon. And I'm going to get in my fucking ring. And we going to fucking scrap, dog, against some other people.
Gotta go to work.
We team together right now. And maybe one day the world will pay us $20 million to fight each other.
Black History Month. Let's go.
That's just a coincidence. That's just a coincidence. You know what I'm saying?
He just did it naturally, organically.
It's all love, bro. You know what I'm saying?
It just happened. Well, you did take the test. You did take the test, though. I give you that. You did take the test.
He's got receipts.
Everybody got a little black in him.
I got a birthmark on me. That motherfucker a little dark.
Buckley, you ever get some advice in between a round that just changed the course of a fight?
I can't remember anything like specifically like quote for quote. But even when he was saying like just with, you know, him having his wifey, but I say one of my favorite moments in fight, right, is when I came back to St. Louis. You know, and it's been, you know, like 7-8 years before the UFC even came back, you know, to St. Louis, right? And, you know, me going out to, you know, UFC 300, you know, talking to Dan and trying to get me on that card and everything of that nature. And, you know, I really kind of fought for that, right? And kind of used my voice in order to get on that card. They blessed me, but who they blessed me with, right? This big 6'7", you know, 185, they moved down to 170, Uzbekistan fighter who was on a 10-fight, you know, win streak all by knockout, right? Even though, you know, you would look at it on paper and be like, man, this you know, this might be a tough fight. We really kind of dissected with my team, with Travis Brown, with Reggie Thompson, and then as well as my brother Edric Dillard, you know. And, you know, when we looked at the fight and when we kind of just really looked at all the fights that he had, we realized like, oh, that buddy ain't really like that, you know. And in all the fights that he had at 170, he took an L, you know. And, you know, when we was just out there in the fight, things were just flowing. You know, I do a thing for all my fights. I don't know about you, Mike, right? But I don't like when my corner just yells out jab or throw a kick or takedown. Everything is cold. We do everything in cold. So what we did in my fight, the thing was just St. Louis. So we just did streets, right? Lindbergh, we did Delmar, Martin Luther King, like all that stuff. Not, now I ain't talking about Black History Month, but everybody got Martin Luther King Drive. You know what I'm saying? You gotta stay off them streets, right? But at the end of the day, as the fight continued to go our way, we got into the third round. My boy Edric, he was just like, "Hey, bro, like you looking good out there. Just keep having fun. Like this dude ain't got nothing for you. Just keep doing what you're doing." And that feeling of confidence that he put into me, right? We went out there, man, and we showed up and showed out. So sometimes I'm not saying you need instruction. Don't get it twisted. That's when you getting hurt, you need instruction. You need somebody to break it down to you, not just hype you up. But in the moment when you just in the flow, your corner has to also understand you got to keep that energy in your fighter. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And even with Mike Perry having this girl, a lot of people were like, well, that might not be a good idea. Well, he felt comfortable with his girl in there because I don't care what nobody say. It's still very uncomfortable stepping up them steps. Stepping into that cage. Stepping into that room. You gotta
like the uncomfort.
Yeah.
You gotta be like, 100%. I do like being uncomfortable because I'm in this motherfucker and I'm gonna be uncomfortable. So I'm gonna make it really uncomfortable for everybody involved. We all gonna be uncomfortable. And then you gotta deal with me. I gotta deal with you. And my dumb ass, I'm over here thinking, I missed the whole question listening to Buck answer the question about you, but then your moment was you didn't really get technical advice. Yeah. Y'all built that up already in training. Exactly. And then it was like, hey man, you doing great. Have fun. And that gave you this flow state where you just started doing everything you trained for.
It sounds like the fucking corner advice is built during the fight camp. Then the presence of your corner manager just reminding you of where you're at. Just reminding you, remember what we worked for.
It wasn't technical advice. When I fought Triad Combat against Michael Seals, a 27-3 pro boxer who had already hit me and dropped me in the fight, that was the only moment he had because I was on his ass before that and after that. After he dropped me, whatever, I was on his ass. I had trained so much pressure. My coach, I wasn't looking at him. I be listening and I don't be looking. But I was sitting down in the corner and he goes, Ocean's out there. And then I looked at him. I was like, ooh, you got me. And we was going in the 7th round. And I was like, ooh, you got me with that. So, like, that was the one time I remember getting something in the corner that made me. Otherwise, I'd be having conversations. I try to be there. And, like, I remember Julian Lane, my 5th round, going into the 5th round, my coach was like, Mike, I need you to do this and that. And then I looked at him and I was like, bro, my hands, bro. He was like, I know. And then I just figured it out from there. That was it. But I know I get to rambling, I got off center, and then Buck made me think of something. But it's great sharing these stories, man.
This is the shit we want to hear as fans.
It's great sharing these stories with you, and I'm really excited to see where this year is going to take us.
Yes, sir.
That's a movie, dog. 100%.
No doubt. Let's keep rocking, man. Y'all stay up with us. Subscribe, like, comment, share. Overdogs Podcast.
We out.